The year was 2157, and Earth had become a paradise. After decades of hard work, humans had fixed the climate. Wars had ended. Food was plenty for all. People looked to the stars with hope instead of fear. Heaven was the name of humanity's first real home away from Earth. Built on the moon, the small colony housed 300 people. Scientists, engineers, and their families lived there, working to help humans take their first real steps into space. Captain Taz stood at the main viewing window of Heaven's control center. At 53, he had spent most of his life in the military before coming here to lead the small security team. The Earth hung in the black sky, blue and beautiful. "Beautiful view today, isn't it, Captain?" asked Officer Hannah as she brought him his morning report. Taz smiled and nodded. "Every day. Sometimes I still can't believe we made it." Hannah looked at the report on her tablet. "The supply ship will be here in 3 days. My daughter is excited about the new schoolbooks coming." Ty was about to answer when a red light flashed on the main screen. "Sir," called out Officer Mai from his station. "Something just appeared near the far side of the moon. Multiple objects." Ta moved quickly to the main console. "Show me." The screen changed to show 5 large objects moving toward them. They didn't look like any ships from Earth. "Are they asteroids?" asked Hannah, her voice tight. "No," said Ta. "They're moving too straight, too controlled." He pressed the base-wide communication button. "All personnel, this is Captain Ta. We have unknown objects approaching. This is not a drill. Security team to stations." "Sir," said Mai, "they're speeding up." "Send a message to Earth," ordered Ta. "Tell them we have possible first contact." The room grew quiet. First contact. The words humanity had waited for and feared for centuries. "No response to our signals," reported the communications officer. "They're not answering on any channel." Toddy felt cold fear in his stomach. "Keep trying. And wake up Director Park. He needs tow." The first blast hit without warning. The room shook hard. People fell. Alarms screamed. Emergency lights flashed red. "We're hit," shouted Mai. "East Dome is breached." Ta grabbed the console. "Seal all emergency doors. Get everyone to the shelters." Another blast hit, stronger than the first. Part of the ceiling fell. "They're targeting the comm array," yelled Hannah. "We're losing connection to Earth." Ta knew they had only seconds. He hit the emergency broadcast button, the one that would send a message to every screen on Earth. "This is Captain Todd of Lunar Colony Heaven," he said, his voice steady despite the chaos around him. "We are under attack by unknown vessels. They came without warning. Heaven is burning. May God help us all." The third blast cut the power. In the darkness, they could hear the hiss of air escaping into space. On Earth, billions watched their screens in horror as Heaven's lights went out one by one. Parents covered their children's eyes. Leaders called emergency meetings. Soldiers ran to their posts. The attack lasted 12 minutes. When it ended, Heaven was mostly rubble. Of the 300 people who had lived there that morning, only 23 survived in a sealed emergency shelter. The alien ships moved away from the moon but didn't leave. They took position between Earth and the moon, their message clear without words. "We are here. We are stronger. You are next." Earth had known peace for so long. Now, in one day, everything changed. That night, as world leaders gathered, General Kim spoke the words many thought, but few dared say. "They burned our heaven. Now we must show them hell." In a secret facility deep under Seoul, a man named Jack opened his eyes as alarms blared. He somehow knew his time had come. The emergency command center under Seoul was filled with grim faces. Screens on every wall showed the alien ships holding position near the moon. The ruins of Heaven floated like broken toys in space. General Kim stood at the head of the large table. At 62, he had never seen real war. No one had, not for decades. But he had studied the old wars all his life. 23 survivors, he said, out of 300. The room was silent. Everyone had seen the attack live. Everyone had heard Captain Ta's last message. What do they want? Asked a woman in a blue suit. She was the president of the United Nations. They haven't tried to talk, said General Kim. They only attacked. Dae, the top military planner, stood up. He was young but brilliant. We must try to speak with them. We are not ready for a fight. Not ready? Asked Colonel Lee. We have missiles, ships, weapons. Not like theirs, said Dae. They crossed space to get here. Their technology must be far ahead of ours. Did you see how fast their ships move? How powerful their weapons are? The room broke into loud argument. Some wanted to attack. Others wanted to try to talk. Some even suggested surrender. General Kim hit the table hard with his hand. The room went quiet. We have been watching them for 6 hours, he said. They have made no move to talk. They sit there, between us, and what's left of heaven. I think their message is clear. The president nodded slowly. What do you suggest? Project Hellbringer, said General Kim. Several people gasped. Dae shook his head. Sir, no, it's not ready. It's the only thing we have that might surprise them, said General Kim. They expect missiles or ships, things they can see coming, things they can shoot down. What is Project Hellbringer? Asked the president. Instead of answering, General Kim pressed a button. A side door opened, and a woman walked in. She wore a white lab coat. Her name tag said Dr. Sun. Show them, said General Kim. Dr. Sun tapped on her tablet. The main screen changed to show a man in a special room. He was tall and strong, doing push-ups on one hand. A counter showed he had done 347 without stopping. This is Jack, said Dr. Sun. He is not Korean like most of us here, but he has trained with our special forces for years. He is the only success of Project Hellbringer. What is he? Asked the president. He is human, said Dr. Sun. But more. His body has been changed with special technology. He is stronger, faster, and tougher than any normal human. He can survive in space for short times. He can heal quickly from wounds, and his brain connects directly to our computers. One man. Asked Dae. Against those ships, it's suicide. One man they won't see coming, said General Kim. One man who might get inside their ships. Learn about them. Find a weakness. And then? Asked the president. General Kim's face was hard. And then he brings hell to their doorstep. On the screen, Jack stopped his push-ups and looked directly at the camera, as if he could hear them talking about him. Dr. Sun looked sad. There's something else you should know. Jack's sister was on heaven. She was a teacher there. The room was quiet again. They all understood what that meant. Jack wasn't just a soldier. He had a personal reason to fight. Bring him here, said the president. 5 minutes later, Jack walked into the room. His eyes were clear and cold. He looked at the screens showing the alien ships, then at the leaders around the table. When do I leave? He asked. There was no fear in his voice, only readiness. The aliens had burned humanity's heaven. Now Earth would send them a piece of hell. A piece named Jack. Deep in the underground lab, Dr. Sun worked quickly. Jack sat in a special chair, his body connected to many machines. The walls were lined with screens showing his body from the inside. How much can you tell them about me? Asked Jack. Dr. Sun looked up from her work. Only what General Kim approved. They know you're enhanced, but not how much. Jack nodded. Even most of the world leaders didn't know the full truth about Project Hellbringer. About what Jack really was. Show me, he said. Dr. Sun tapped on her tablet. One of the screens changed to show Jack's body, but not as it looked on the outside. This image showed the metal and electronics inside him. Your skeleton is reinforced with a special metal, she explained. Your muscles are threaded with nanofibers that make you 5 times stronger than a normal human. She touched another screen. Your skin can change color slightly to blend with your surroundings. Not true invisibility, but enough to hide in shadows. Jack flexed his hand, watching as the skin shifted to match the color of the chair. The most important parts are in your head, continued Dr. Sun. The computer links in your brain will let you connect with alien systems, and the pain blockers will let you keep fighting even when hurt badly. Will it be enough? Asked Jack. Dr. Sun didn't answer right away. Then she said, "It has to be." For the next 3 hours, they tested everything. Jack lifted weights that would break a normal person's arms. He ran on a treadmill at speeds that would tear normal muscles. He breathed special air that was like the thin atmosphere of space. Through it all, his face showed no pain. Later, they moved to the weapons room. Jack stood in the center as Dr. Sun's team brought out special guns and knives. "These will be hidden inside your body," she said. "The guns are small but very powerful. The knives are made of the same metal as your bones." Jack picked up one of the knives. It was so sharp it cut the air. "What about the ship?" he asked. Dr. Sun led him to another room where a small spaceship waited. It didn't look like a normal ship. It looked like a piece of space junk. "This will get you close to them," she said. "It looks like garbage from heaven. The aliens won't notice it. Once you're close, you'll have to move through space on your own to reach their ship." Jack touched the ship. "How long can I survive in space?" 7 minutes, said Dr. Sun. "After that, even your enhanced body will start to die." Jack nodded. 7 minutes to cross from his ship to theirs. Not much time. A young technician came into the room. "Dr. Sun, we have the latest pictures of the alien ships." She looked at them carefully. The smallest one broke from the group. "It's moving closer to Earth. That's your target, Jack." Jack studied the pictures. The alien ship was like nothing he had ever seen. It had no clear shape, more like a cloud of metal parts that moved together. "Can you do this?" asked Dr. Sun. Her voice was quiet now. Less like a doctor, more like a friend. Jack thought about his sister, about her last message to him before the attack, about how she had been so proud to teach children on heaven. "Yes," he said simply. Dr. Sun touched his arm. "There's something else. General Kim didn't want me to tell you this, but if you succeed, if you get inside their ship and learn about them." "I'm not coming back," said Jack. It wasn't a question. Dr. Sun's eyes were sad. "The technology in your body cannot fall into human hands. It's too dangerous. And if the aliens get it..." Jack looked at the pictures of the alien ships again, then at his own hands. "I was never meant to come back," he said. "I've known that from the start." Launch day was set for tomorrow. Space was cold and silent. Jack's small ship drifted among the pieces of heaven. Just another bit of broken metal. From Earth, no one could see it. The alien ships wouldn't notice it either, if Dr. Sun was right. Inside, Jack checked his systems one last time. The computer in his brain showed green lights for everything. His weapons were ready. His body was ready. "Approaching target," he said quietly. The radio carried his voice back to Earth, to the room where Dr. Sun and General Kim waited. "We see it," said Dr. Sun's voice in his ear. "The alien scout ship is 800 meters ahead." Jack looked through the small window. The alien ship was strange. It moved like it was alive, parts shifting and changing as it went. No engines that he could see. No windows, just metal that seemed to flow. "Beginning approach," said Jack. He pressed a button, and his ship moved slowly toward the alien vessel. Just a piece of space junk drifting naturally. Nothing to worry about. 500 meters, 300, 100. "Close enough," said Jack. He put on his helmet. It wasn't like a normal spacesuit. It was thin and tight, with just enough air for his enhanced lungs. His skin began to change color, turning dark like the space around him. 7 minutes starts now," said Dr. Sun. Jack opened the door and pushed himself out into space. The cold hit him immediately. even through his special skin. The emptiness pulled at him, but his body was made for this. He moved smoothly, using small jets on his arms to guide himself toward the alien ship. 6 minutes left. The alien ship grew larger as he got closer. Now he could see that the surface wasn't solid. It moved and changed, opening and closing like the skin of some giant animal. 5 minutes left. Jack reached the ship. He touched the surface carefully. It felt cold, but not like metal. More like something alive but frozen. "I'm at the ship," he said, looking for a way in. He moved along the surface, searching. There were no doors that he could see. No way in. 4 minutes left. "Your body temperature is dropping," said Dr. Sun's worried voice. "You need to get inside." Jack didn't answer. He kept moving, kept searching. Then he saw it, a place where the surface seemed thinner, where it moved more than the rest. "Found something," he said. He pulled out a small tool from under his skin. It looked like a needle but was stronger than steel. He pushed it into the thin spot. The surface of the ship reacted. It moved away from the needle, creating a small hole. Jack pushed harder, making the hole bigger. 3 minutes left. The hole was now big enough for him to fit through. He pulled himself in. Inside was nothing like he expected. No halls or rooms. Just open space filled with strange shapes and moving parts. The air was thin but breathable. "I'm inside," he said, taking off his helmet. "There's air here." "Can you see them?" asked General Kim's voice. "The aliens." Jack moved carefully through the strange space. Then he saw them. They weren't like anything from Earth. They had no heads, no arms or legs. They were like clouds of small parts that moved together in shapes that kept changing. They floated through the ship, sometimes joining together, sometimes breaking apart. "I see them," said Jack. "There, it's hard to explain. They're not solid. They're like many small pieces working together." One of the cloud beings moved closer to where Jack was hiding. He stayed still, his skin matching the color of the ship. The alien passed by without seeing him. "They don't see me," he said. "I'm going deeper into the ship." Jack moved through the strange space, watching the aliens. They seemed to communicate by changing their shapes and colors. Some were larger than others. Some moved faster. "I think I found their control center," he said after a while. "There's a big room with more of them gathered around what looks like maps." He got closer, staying hidden. The maps showed Earth, the Moon, and the other planets. One alien shape was pointing at different parts of Earth. "They're planning something," said Jack. "I think they're planning where to attack next." Suddenly, an alarm sound filled the ship. Not like an Earth alarm, but a strange humming that got louder and louder. "They know I'm here," said Jack. "Get out," said General Kim. "No," said Jack. "I'm going to find out what they want." He moved toward the control center, ready to face whatever came next. The strange humming alarm filled the alien ship. Jack pressed himself against a wall, his skin changing color to match it. 3 cloud-like aliens rushed past him, their parts moving quickly like they were excited or afraid. "I can still move," Jack whispered into his comm. "They haven't found me yet." "Be careful," said Dr. Sun's voice in his ear. "We're getting strange readings from your body. The alien environment might be affecting your systems." Jack felt it too. Something in the ship was interfering with his enhancements. His skin wasn't changing color as well as before. The computer in his brain was showing warning signs. But he had to keep going. He moved deeper into the ship, toward what looked like the main control room. There, more aliens had gathered. One was larger than the others. Its cloud of parts glowed with a blue light. Jack's computer translated their strange sounds as best it could. Words began to appear in his vision. Earth. Rich. Need. Survive. "I'm picking up pieces of their language," Jack reported. "They're talking about Earth. Something about needing it." The big blue alien moved its parts to form what looked like a map of the solar system. It pointed to Earth, then to the sun, then made a motion like something being pulled from the ground. Another alien, this one with a red glow, made angry movements. Jack's translator caught more words. Resistance, eliminate, harvest. I think they're arguing, said Jack, about what to do with Earth. The blue alien's parts formed a shape that reminded Jack of a mouth. A sound came out that the translator showed as Han. I think that's a name, Jack said. The blue one might be their leader. They call it Han. Han floated to another part of the room. It touched what looked like a glowing ball. Suddenly, images appeared in the air, planets Jack had never seen before. Each planet was shown first as beautiful and green, then as dry and dead. They're showing planets they've been to, Jack realized. Planets they've used up. Get closer, said General Kim. We need to know what they want from Earth. Jack moved carefully around the edge of the room. His skin was barely changing color now. If any alien looked directly at him, they would see him. He got close enough to hear Han speaking clearly. The translator worked better now. Earth has what we need to save our home world. The blue crystal deep in its core will power our world for 1,000 years. We must harvest it all. The red alien replied, the creatures on the surface will fight. They destroyed 3 collectors in orbit already. Han's response was cold. Then we will remove them first, like all the others. Jack felt anger burning inside him. These aliens had destroyed other worlds, killed other beings. Heaven was just the first part of Earth they had decided to break. I'm sending you these images, Jack said quietly, using his eye implants to record everything. You need to see what they've done to other worlds. As he moved to get a better view, his foot hit something metal. The sound was small, but in the quiet room, it was enough. All the aliens turned toward him at once. Human. The red alien's voice came through the translator. Jack's cover was blown. He had seconds to act. He pulled 2 small guns from inside his arms. They had been hidden under his skin, waiting for this moment. Run, shouted Dr. Sun in his ear. But Jack didn't run. He fired. The guns shot not bullets but tiny machines that attacked the alien's small parts. The red alien's cloud broke apart, its pieces falling to the floor. The other aliens moved toward Jack all at once. Their cloud bodies stretched out like hands trying to grab him. Jack jumped and rolled, shooting as he moved. 3 more aliens fell apart, but there were too many. Han, the blue leader, stayed back. It made a motion, and a wall of the ship itself moved, cutting off Jack's escape. Caught you. Han's voice came through the translator. The thing from Earth. Jack was trapped, but he smiled. You wanted a piece of Earth, he said. Well, here I am. Han floated closer to Jack, its blue parts swirling with curiosity. The other aliens formed a circle, trapping Jack completely. You are different from the others, Han said through Jack's translator. Not fully organic. Jack didn't move. His guns were empty now, but he had other weapons inside his body. You killed my sister, Jack said simply. You killed everyone on Heaven. Han's parts shifted in what might have been confusion. Heaven. The small rock structure. It was in our way. Jack felt cold rage build inside him. To these aliens, Heaven had been nothing. Just a thing to destroy because it was there. What are you going to do with me? Jack asked, playing for time. Back on Earth, he knew Dr. Sun was receiving everything through his eyes and ears. Study you, Han replied. Then dispose of you. The alien leader moved even closer. Your kind is strange. So solid. So limited. While Han talked, Jack was sending a hidden signal from his brain computer to the ship's systems. The tech inside him was designed to connect with any computer it found. And this ship, for all its strangeness, was still a machine. Now, Jack said quietly. Suddenly, the lights in the room flickered. The door behind the aliens opened and closed randomly. The artificial gravity went off for a second, making everyone float. Confusion spread among the aliens. Jack used that moment to move. He pulled a thin metal wire from his wrist and wrapped it around the nearest alien. The wire sent an electric shock that scattered the alien's parts across the floor. "What are you doing?" Han demanded, its blue glow turning angry red. Jack didn't answer. He ran through the open door into the hallway beyond. "All ships, alert," Han called out. "Human intruder is dangerous. Find and destroy." Jack ran deeper into the ship, using the confusion he had caused. His connection to the ship was getting stronger. He could feel its systems through his brain computer. "Dr. Sun," he whispered, "are you getting this?" "Yes," her voice came through his earpiece. "We're learning how their ships work from your connection. Keep going, Jack." For the next hour, Jack played a deadly game of hide and seek. He would hide, connect to a system, cause problems, then move before they could catch him. He turned off lights. He opened doors to empty space, forcing the aliens to seal sections of their ship. He changed the temperature, making some areas too hot or too cold for them. "They're afraid of you," Dr. Sun told him. "We can hear their communications now. They're calling you a demon." Jack smiled grimly. "Good." He found a room full of strange machines. His computer told him they were weapons. He placed his hand on the main control panel and sent a virus from his brain into the system. "Weapons are down on this ship," he reported. Back on Earth, General Kim was planning. "With what we're learning from Jack, we can fight back," he told the world leaders. "Their ships are advanced but not invincible." On the alien ship, Jack continued his work. He was a ghost in their systems, a demon in their home. Every time they thought they had him cornered, he would disappear, only to cause trouble somewhere else. "The main fleet is coming." Han's voice came through the ship's speakers. "They will burn your world like we burned heaven." Jack found a quiet corner to rest for a moment. His body was getting tired. The alien environment was wearing him down. "How long until their main fleet arrives?" he asked Dr. Sun. 3 days, she replied. "We're preparing everything we can. Your information is helping us build defenses." Jack nodded to himself. 3 days. He needed to do more damage before then. "I'm going after their engine room next," he said. As he moved through the ship, Jack heard the aliens talking. They were no longer just trying to catch him. They were afraid of him. 2 days had passed. Jack had turned the alien ship into his playground. The aliens could not catch him. They could not stop him, but they had learned. He was in an air duct when they finally trapped him. The aliens didn't try to enter the small space. Instead, they pumped in a gas that even Jack's enhanced body couldn't fight. When he woke, he was tied to a strange table. The room was bright. Han floated nearby, its blue parts glowing with what seemed like satisfaction. "Caught," Han said simply. Jack tested the bonds. They were strong, made from the same strange material as the ship itself. Even with his enhanced strength, he couldn't break them. "Your tricks have damaged 3 ships," Han continued. "Impressive for a solid being. But now we will learn how you work." Another alien floated forward with a sharp tool. Jack knew what was coming. They were going to cut him open. "Wait," Jack said. "Don't you want to know why I'm here?" Han paused. "You are here for revenge. For the small rock we destroyed." "Not just that," Jack said. "I want to understand why. Why destroy worlds? Why kill?" Han seemed surprised by the question. Its parts shifted to form something like a face, looking down at Jack. "We do not destroy for pleasure, like you seem to think," Han said. "We destroy because we must survive." The alien leader moved to a wall. It touched a spot, and an image appeared. It showed a planet that glowed with beautiful blue light. "Our home," Han explained, "once full of life and energy, now dying. The core crystal that powered our world for 10,000 years is almost gone." The image changed to show the planet growing dark, the blue light fading. "We searched the stars for replacement crystals," Han continued. Your world has the largest we have found. It will save our people. By killing ours, Jack said. Han's parts moved in what might have been a shrug. Life continues. Our life. Jack looked at the ceiling. He had been sending everything back to Earth through his eye implants. He wondered if Dr. Sun was still watching. How many worlds have you destroyed? He asked. 17, Han answered. None had intelligent life like yours. You are the first to fight back effectively. The alien with the cutting tool moved closer. Enough talk, Han said. We will see how you work now. The next hours were filled with pain. Jack's pain blockers did their best, but the aliens found ways around them. They cut into his body, studied his enhancements, marveled at the technology. Primitive, but clever, Han said, holding a piece of metal from Jack's arm. Your people might have become something great, given time. Through it all, Jack kept his mind focused on one thing, his connection to the ship. Even as they cut him open, they didn't find the main computer in his brain. It was too well hidden, too small. And it was working. Bit by bit, Jack was learning the ship's deepest secrets. How it moved, how it fought, how it could be destroyed. Your fleet, Jack said through bloody lips. It's coming tomorrow. Yes, Han replied. And nothing can stop it now. Your world will be harvested. Jack smiled, which confused the alien. You're wrong, he said. You still hope? Han asked. Even now. Jack looked directly at the alien. You destroyed heaven. Our paradise. You never asked who we really are. And who are you? Han asked. We're the species that survived ice ages with sticks and stones, Jack said. We're the people who fought each other for thousands of years, getting better at war each time. We're the beings who split atoms for fun. Jack coughed, but his eyes were clear and hard. Heaven was our best side. Now you get to meet our worst. Han turned away. Finish studying him, it ordered the other aliens. Then dispose of him. As they left, Jack closed his eyes. The pain was bad, but he had done what he came to do. His connection to the ship was complete. Dr. Sun, he whispered, I'm sending you everything. The fleet is coming tomorrow, but now we know how to fight them. Back on Earth, Dr. Sun wiped tears from her eyes as she received Jack's data. We got it, she said to General Kim. We know how to stop them now. Earth prepared for war. All around the planet, people worked day and night to get ready for the alien fleet. Thanks to Jack, they knew what was coming. In Seoul, Dr. Sun hadn't slept in 2 days. Her eyes were red as she studied the data Jack had sent. The alien ships are not solid, she explained to General Kim and the other leaders. They're made of millions of small parts that work together. That's why they can change shape. How do we fight them? Asked General Kim. Dr. Sun pointed to her screen. Jack found their weakness. The small parts are controlled by a signal from the main ship. If we can block that signal, the ships will fall apart. In space, the alien fleet appeared. 20 large ships, coming toward Earth like dark clouds. Han's scout ship moved to join them. Inside the scout ship, Jack lay on the table. The aliens had finished studying him. Most of his enhanced parts had been removed, but they had missed one thing. The small bomb inside his heart. Human, Han said, floating into the room. You will watch your world burn, then you will die. Jack didn't answer. He was saving his strength. His body was broken, but his mind was still connected to the ship. On Earth, people looked up at the sky with fear. The alien ships were so big they could be seen even in daylight, like new stars appearing. In the command center, General Kim gave the order. Launch everything. Rockets shot up from every country on Earth, thousands of missiles rising to meet the alien fleet. But they weren't normal weapons. Each carried a special signal device designed by Dr. Sun, based on Jack's data. The aliens didn't worry about the missiles at first. Their ships had destroyed such weapons easily before, but when the missiles got close, they didn't explode. Instead, they sent out a special signal, the same one that controlled the alien ships, but changed slightly. Confusion spread through the alien fleet. The small parts of their ships received mixed signals. Some ships began to break apart as their pieces lost coordination. On the scout ship, Han rushed to the control room. "What is happening?" it demanded. The other aliens moved in panic. "The humans. They are using our own control signal against us." Han turned to his screen, watching as 3 ships in the fleet broke apart, their pieces floating uselessly in space. "Impossible," Han said. "How could they know our technology so quickly?" In his room, Jack smiled through bloody lips. He sent one last message to Dr. Sun. "It's working." Now for part 2. With the last of his strength, Jack activated the small bomb in his heart. It wasn't meant to explode. It was designed to send a virus, a special code that would spread through the alien ship and then to the others. On the scout ship, alarms began to sound. "We're losing control." An alien called out, "All systems failing." Han rushed to a window, watching as more ships in the fleet began to drift or break apart. "What is happening?" On Earth, Dr. Sun watched the data coming in. "Jack's virus is working," she told General Kim. "It's spreading from ship to ship." From every space center on Earth, smaller ships now launched. These were fighters, built quickly based on what they had learned. They were simple but effective against the now confused alien fleet. Leading the fighters was a ship piloted by Jin, Captain Taz's son. He had volunteered immediately when they needed pilots. "This is for heaven," Jin said as his squadron approached the crippled alien fleet. "This is for my father." The human ships were much smaller than the alien vessels, but they didn't need to be big. They just needed to finish what Jack had started. Han watched in disbelief as the small human ships began to attack the now defenseless fleet. "How?" it asked the empty room. "How could solid beings do this to us?" In his room, with his last breath, Jack answered, though Han couldn't hear him. "Because you burned our heaven," he whispered. "So we sent you hell." The battle for Earth raged in space. Half the alien fleet had fallen apart, their small pieces floating uselessly. The others struggled to keep fighting, but Jack's virus had spread too far. In the scout ship, Han moved with purpose. The blue alien had realized what happened. "The human," it said. "Everything started with him." Han floated quickly to the room where Jack lay. But Jack was gone. Despite his injuries, he had managed to free himself when the ship's systems failed. "Find him," Han ordered the other aliens. "Find him now." Jack moved slowly through the ship, leaving a trail of blood. His body was failing. Most of his enhancements had been removed by the aliens, but he still had one last job to do. On Earth, Dr. Sun watched the battle on her screens. The human fighters led by Jin were destroying the disabled alien ships one by one. "We're winning," General Kim said, his voice filled with wonder. "We're actually winning." "But we've lost contact with Jack," Dr. Sun said quietly. His signal stopped. In space, Jin's fighter flew past the remains of a large alien ship. His radar showed the scout ship still mostly intact. "This is Commander Jin," he said into his radio. "I'm going after the scout ship. It might be their command vessel." Jin's fighter approached the scout ship carefully. Through his window, he could see parts of it breaking away as Jack's virus continued its work. Inside the scout ship, Jack had reached his final destination, the power core. It glowed with bright blue light, the same color as Han's parts. It was beautiful in a strange way. "So this is what you use to destroy worlds," Jack said to himself. "The same crystal you take from planets." He pressed his hand against the core. The computer in his brain, the last enhancement the aliens hadn't found, connected to it immediately. Han found him there, standing before the power core. "Step away," Han ordered, its blue parts swirling with anger. "You've done enough damage." Jack turned to face the alien. "Not yet," he said. "Not nearly enough." "Why?" Han asked. "Why fight so hard? We only wanted the crystal from your world. Most of your kind could have survived. That's the difference between us, Jack said. You think it's acceptable to kill some of us for your benefit. We don't. Han moved closer. Your kind has killed each other for thousands of years. We've watched you. Jack nodded. That's true. We fight each other. But now we've learned to fight together. Against you. Outside, Jin's fighter had attached to the scout ship. He was cutting his way in, determined to find whoever was in control. Han's parts formed what looked like hands, reaching for Jack. Move away from the core. Now. Jack shook his head. You know what's funny? You called us solid beings, like it was a weakness. But being solid means we stand our ground. Jack's hand pressed harder against the core. The connection from his brain sent one final command: overload. The blue crystal began to pulse with light, getting brighter and brighter. What have you done? Han demanded, its parts swirling in panic. I told you before, Jack said. You burned our heaven. So we sent you hell. The core's light became blinding. Han tried to escape, but it was too late. Jin had just cut through the hull when he saw the bright flash from inside the ship. He retreated quickly as the scout ship began to break apart. All ships, fall back, he ordered. The target is going to explode. The human fighters pulled away just in time. The scout ship erupted in blue fire, taking Han and the remaining alien command with it. The blast hit the other alien ships, spreading Jack's virus to any that had escaped it before. Within minutes, the entire alien fleet was either destroyed or disabled. On Earth, people cheered as they watched the battle end. Humans had won. 1 year later, Dr. Sun stood on the surface of the moon, looking at the new colony being built there. Next to her stood Jin, now general of Earth's new space force. We're calling it Jack's Haven, Jin said, looking at the growing buildings. Part heaven, part Jack. Seemed right. Dr. Sun nodded. He would have liked that. As the sun rose over Earth in the distance, Dr. Sun thought she heard a familiar voice in her earpiece. Just static probably, but for a moment it sounded like Jack saying, "See you in heaven."